I'd like to present you to the next speaker. That's Christian Herzog from Berlin Partner. He is head of division Digital Business and Service Industries. Berlin Partner is a public-private partnership of Berlin State and 270 companies to promote the city and the businesses here. And Berlin Partner is also responsible for marketing the German capital to the world, so it's also your marketing agency. Christian will talk about one of Berlin Partner's new programs, Start Alliance Berlin. Welcome to the stage.
Okay. Thank you very much. My Darth Vader. Perfectly. Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Christian Herzog, and you talked already about Berlin Partner. We have, only to give in a nutshell, we have 4 main goals at Berlin Partner to deal with the whole marketing campaign. You see the Be Berlin campaign in Berlin. That's our campaign. We take care about the biggest 2,000 companies in Berlin as a face-to-face account management and the biggest 500 startups in the face-to-face account management. We travel around the world. It's a great job talking to companies to attract them to move to Berlin. We have the Brexit, so we are very often in England today. Talking to companies to come to the European Union, going to Berlin to open an office and sales office, maybe the headquarter, and so on. And last but not least, we try to match, you call it old and new economy, we call it startup meets grown-ups. I think the old economy is a grown-up company and not an old company, so we try to match them. That's why we are deep into the scene. The last one is we try to give the right framework for startups to grow. And that's not my idea, but we ask the startup scene, what are your biggest things you need to grow? And the first one was, okay, I need talents. I don't want to wait 3, 4, 5 months for a non-European employee. Yeah, that doesn't function. We reduce the waiting time, for example, to 5 working days. So if you want to have an Indian software developer or some guys from non-European country, will take you around about 5 working days to get a work permit. And the second one is, hey, please help us to go international. Yeah, and we asked this committee where to go, and they talked about 4, 5 cities. The first one, Tel Aviv, New York, Shanghai and Paris and Berlin. And that's the reason why we call it Start Alliance Berlin, because it's easily to have collaboration with one city. And it was a challenge to create some kind of alliance, to have exchange program with all the cities, with private actors, with public actors. So that's a little bit of circle. And we signed Shanghai, I think, 4 weeks ago, to have some kind of exchange program. Visited Shanghai a few months ago to take a look on the scene. Is there a startup scene? Yes, there is a startup scene. Are they able to speak English? Yes, they're all speaking English, so you can make business in Shanghai without to be forced to speak Chinese or some other language. And that's very special concerning why we choose with the startups together Shanghai as a first partnership in the Asia market. And what it's all about, we found 3 great partners. The biggest one is TechCode. They are Shanghai, and the only one being in Berlin too. And it's all about an exchange. So all startups from Berlin are able to get a free co-working seat in Shanghai for up to 6 weeks. So you're able to go to TechCode, for example, in Shanghai to get a seat for free, to get connected with multipliers, to get connected with the industry, to get connected with the startup scene, with the governmental side. You will get help at HR issues. You get help. What is with legal issues? Yeah, what do I have to do to be successful in the Asia market? Who are the customers? Who are the potential partners? Who are the investors? Where I have to go to pitch, where I have to go to get my money, and so on and so on. And vice versa. The Asia startup has the opportunity to go to Berlin to get the same things like they get in the Chinese market. We have partners like WeWork, Beta House, Rise in New York City, Techstars, Global Tel Aviv City, the Rainmaking Loft. They're all working together in those kinds of network worldwide, that you are able to grow very fast, to get doors opened, and you only have to go through the door. we try to open you the door to be successful, because if you're successful in the Asia market, for example, you will be growing Berlin too. That's what we are thinking about, because your headquarters may be in Berlin, and the headquarters will grow too if you be successful in the Asia, American, or Western European market. But that's maybe one opportunity. If you think about going to the Asia market, maybe start at Shanghai at first. We are talking with Peking, Beijing too, but Shanghai was the first choice because of this multinationality, internationality, culture. And I've been twice a time there. It's the case. You are not forced to speak German or English or whatever to Chinese to make a business there. All the guys in the business case are able to speak English, so that's the biggest point you have in Shanghai. And from out of Shanghai, you can conquer the whole Asia continental market. So maybe let's start. We have the application link with F6S. You have on the table there QR code. It's a QR code. On the table is a stone. Maybe you can. Oh, it's great. I have NASA in my bag. Great. So if you have any question or you want to have some contact to the application links, make a photo, make a QR code, scan it, and you give a direct link to the application link, and you can apply every time. There's no restriction concerning what time you want to go. You make the decision where to go. There's a little jury. For example, TechCode is in the jury, so that we are sure that TechCode and we are both willing to support you. And I visit TechCode in Shanghai. It's a great hub. Very quite well-educated, nice people. So I think I'm convinced they will help you to be successful and to find the right way to grow in the Asia market. Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Christian. Are there any questions? Okay. If this is not the case, I would like to ask again, is that really true that if I want to hire a developer from Russia, it only takes 5 days if I go to you and you will make everything happen in 5 days?
Yes, indeed. To be honest, 95%. There may be some exception, but it's the truth. We have a deal with the authorities. We call it Business Immigration Service, because we couldn't accept that you have to wait for so long a time. A startup who has 10 employees maybe isn't able to wait 5 months for software developers. That's awesome. And that's why we reduce it really to 5 working days, so we can give you the information if it will happen or not.
And because another big problem here in Berlin is that at the immigration and all the offices, they don't speak English, but if somebody comes to you, that's not the problem, is it?
Yes, we have all guys of Berlin Partner able to speak English, and we can translate concerning the authorities, and all the papers are in English language, so it's very easy to get the work permit. And even the employees talents going to Berlin, so are not forced to speak German. We would love if they will learn German, certainly, but they stay maybe 1, 2, 3 years in Berlin, so if they go to bakery, they will be able to speak English too.
And now about China, what was the first idea you had? Why you went east and not? I mean, I saw there's a point in Paris, no point in London, not yet. But what was the idea about China? Because this is a difficult market for German startups, I think.
So to be honest, it wasn't my decision. So I'm the opinion of I do nothing without asking the startup scene. Because maybe I would choose, I don't know, Thailand or something else on another location, and because I'm working for the companies and we want to help them, so it's naturally I have to ask where to go. And my first thought was maybe Beijing or Peking or another location, but over 70% of those startups we asked for told us, hey, you have to go to Shanghai at first. But at first. It's a huge Asia market. Maybe you have to go to Peking, Beijing on second stage, but we have great partners and they have more than one location, so I think we can just spread out the Chinese market very fast.
So you also said that you open the doors. I just have to go through. But that I mean, something I have to bring. I mean, what can you really do for me if I have, like, I don't know, an online shop and I want to be selling in China? So what can you do?
So to be honest, you have to sell by yourself because it's your business. But I think to get an quite well an environment to grow, so that you have partners there who take care about, for example, to get a work permit in the Chinese market too. So I asked I'm not sure to say it, but I asked the Chamber of Commerce in Shanghai how long it will take to get a work permit, and they told about 4 months. And I asked TechCode, and they said, hey, who told you this? They say, hey, our Chamber of Commerce. Hey, we can do it in 14 days. And that's something different concerning if you try to go alone to the Chinese market. You have a great partner on the side who gives you the right advice to be successful and to grow very fast. And that's maybe the important thing. You are not able to try for 6 months out if you're ready for the market. Yeah, I think maybe 3, 4, 5 weeks are enough to get an inside view and to get a first impression. Okay, do I have to wait more 6, 12 months to go to the Asian market, or do I have to grow fast?
And so do I have to go to Shanghai to get all your support, or do I get this support in Berlin?
No, we can start in Berlin, certainly. For example, TechCode is here, other partners are here too. So you can get the first information in Berlin, but then you have to make the experience at the location in Shanghai. You can apply on the application link of F6S, it's a normal application link process. Where, for example, Techstars and other companies are using it to open their applications. So we can make a few days in Berlin to give you the right advice, but I think it's best to go to the market and to get an interview and to get into the scene. That's why we ask these co-working hubs, incubators, to get a seat, because you can interact with startups who are already there for a few months, few years maybe, to get the best experience. It's the same in Berlin. We choose, for example, Rainmaking Love Beta House or TechCode here to get to interact with those startups who are already here. I think they can give you best advice, not only where to go to drink or to eat, but even where to go to make business.
Okay, thank you. So maybe some questions now? There we have a question.
Just about the slides. So the slides shall be put somewhere?
You can send an email to him. Yeah?
So if you want to send an email, or you can scan the QR code, there are all information in. Or what I have on the slide is that's a QR code. You can scan it with your handy, but if you want to, you can send it to all the participants in my presentation. That's no secret. If you want to have them, you can get it maybe from you, or... But don't hesitate to give me a call or something else.
Well, you can really find all the details on the internet, because you're very open. Well, that's your job. Okay, thank you very much, Christian. That was very interesting and helpful. Okay, I just come your way. Würden Sie sich kurz vorstellen?
Hi, my name is Mihai, and I have a question. So, working with TechCode is automatically linked to moving your business to Asia, or they come together, or not really? So, if you have a startup, you want to work with TechCode, it means that automatically you will develop your business in Asia, or you can develop it in Berlin and then work on both sides.
Maybe this is a question for TechCode. They can answer it much better than I can.
Right in. I can jump right in. Of course, it's where's the one who asked? I just want to look at you at least. So if you're about to enter into the Chinese market and you are considering to have TechCode helping you with your business, of course, as a matter of fact, we would like to have you in our vicinity, right? We are having like this great struggling issues, of course, since we also start up ourselves, right? So, and if you take a look around in our office, I mean, this this is about 1,300 square meters, and we already have some startups who are considering going to China, right? Or even have already some China businesses. So of course it would be like a certain criteria for us or requirement that you would get close to us. Whether it has to be that you're going to move in within our offices, I don't really can answer this question, because it also depends on what kind of business you are running, right? For instance, you're in IoT or 3D manufacturing, those kind of sectors, we're pretty much taking everything we can to get much deeper inside, right? Because these are the technologies we would like to provide to China, right? So I would say it depends, like always, right?
Okay, thank you, Daniel. Any more questions? So a little applause for Christian. Thank you very much.